Good morning and welcome to my kitchen. Today I would like to make mushroom soup. When I was a kid growing up, I had soups almost every day. And for us, it was more of the vegetables, either pasta, rice, potatoes put in. So there was always something to chew and bite into in a soup. It was never just creamy and thick. In America, those creamy soups are very popular. So I want to put two in one. It will be creamy with carrots, celery sticks, onions, some garlic flavor in it, cut up mushrooms. I will call that soup creamy mushroom soup with orzo and vegetables. Welcome to my kitchen and thank you for watching. Oh, one more thing I forgot to mention. So the mushrooms I'm using today will be fresh from store and also dried wild mushrooms. And those mushrooms are very special to me because they are from forests in Poland. My mother-in-law loves picking up mushrooms and then she dries them and sends it to us once in a while. Those are usually on special occasion like Christmas. But for the recipe today, I want to connect both because this, the flavor and aroma from those wild mushrooms is nothing compared to the mushrooms that you buy in the store. So again, thank you for watching and welcome to my kitchen. What I need today is either vegetable broth or chicken broth. I will make two different kinds. I have a friend who is a vegetarian, so I decided to make one for her using the vegetable broth. Usually I do the broth from scratch, but I don't have that much time today. I've just decided to cheat a little bit and go with the organic chicken broth. So mushrooms, celery sticks, carrots, onion, garlic, some butter or olive oil for sauteing the mushrooms with the onions and veggies. And those wild mushrooms, I have put water over them and kept them in water overnight. I won't discard the water. The water gives me that beautiful brown color and aroma, so I will keep all of it. But I want the mushrooms to be soaked overnight so they are soft for me. And of course, a little bit thyme, salt, pepper, a little bit soy sauce. I have diced a couple onions and I'm going to use 2 pans. The white mushrooms, I also dice them small pieces because those mushrooms will be on one pan and then blended to make the soup creamy. And then bella mushrooms, I slice them and those will go on the other pan. Those mushrooms will go with the carrots and celery sticks are part of the veggie mixture. I don't want everything blended. I want something in there that I can actually chew on. So onions go in the pan. As well as the mushrooms. So I've got some butter on a pan. You can also use olive oil. I will have some salt put in, black pepper, a little bit of garlic powder, and a little bit of soy sauce. And if you do not want to play and put 2 pans like I did, you can dice all of them and saute them on the same pan, so it's easier and it's faster. Blend them into creamy texture, and it will be a little bit less work. I love to have more veggies in the soup, so this will be part of my vegetable mix that go inside. And also, when I plate it, it gives me that nicer look. Salt, pepper, a little bit of garlic, and a little bit of soy sauce. Remember I told you I have some dry mushrooms that were covered in water overnight. I took them out and I do not want to dispose of this water. This water will give me aroma and color. So I have diced those mushrooms and those will also go on a pan with the ones that are going into the blender. Because I want to have this creamy sauce and those 2 mushrooms combined. Those wild mushrooms, they give so much aroma. If you could smell it right now. Mushroom soup is not the same without the wild mushrooms in there. Okay, those are almost done, almost ready. So I want to add that fresh garlic to it. I don't want to add it right away, as if I burn garlic, it will be bitter. And with bitter garlic, I can spoil the whole meal. So I want to add it towards the end. And once those are done, I want them to cool off. So it will take maybe 15 minutes or so before I put them in a blender. And while I'm waiting for those to cool off, I can get the celery stick and carrots on the pan. And now, using the same pan from those mushrooms with onions, I will saute carrots that I chopped, sliced. Roasting veggies on a pan or in the oven brings more flavor, and those are naturally sweet, so you have the sweetness in your soup, which is wonderful. I will let the carrots roast on my pan for 5 minutes, and then I will add the celery sticks to it. Once those veggies are done, another 3 minutes, I can bring the broth in a pot and then start cooking that soup. And those mushrooms I had on my first pan that were diced really small, I will blend them now with either vegetable broth or chicken broth. And remember that water that I saved from those mushrooms? Well, I can put it in as well. Okay, now I have all the ingredients ready, so I can bring them all together. I've got 2 pots, one for my friend who is a vegetarian with the vegetable broth, and the other one with chicken broth. And now the veggies, divide half of the veggies will go in one pot, and then half will go in the other pot. And I will let it simmer for about 15 minutes or so. 15 minutes later, I want to put some garlic. I left 2 cloves of it for each pot. And when I press on it, it releases its aroma even more. So garlic goes in, and those mushrooms that are sliced bigger, half of it will go in one pot and half in another. The difference between those 2 pots, this one had vegetable broth and this one has chicken broth. My friend doesn't use butter, so I have a special butter for her made out of plants, and here either olive oil or butter. And this is pretty much what the difference is. On the end, when I want to put some cream in, I will use heavy whipping cream for the regular. And for my friend, I will probably use some almond milk to thicken it up a little bit. Next thing, a little bit of black pepper put in, and pinch of thyme. I had some soy sauce before, as you remember. And my last thing that I need to do is those mushrooms that I blended. So again, half will go in one and half will go in the other one. Okay, I let it simmer for about 10 more minutes, and then I'll thicken it up and soup will be done. What about orzo? Well, there are 2 ways to do it. You can put the orzo in, cook with the soup and all the vegetables, or you can cook it separately. My preference is to cook it separately because, as you know, orzo is like small little noodles, which release a little bit of starch. And I don't want that much starch. My soup will be thickened enough because of the blended mushrooms, onions, and a little bit of carrots. So what I want to do for myself is cook it separately, and once I'm ready to eat, then I will add the orzo into my soup. I set another pot for orzo. Like I said, I prefer to cook it separately, not in that soup. And now I'm ready to put the cream. So I have a cup of heavy whipping cream and 2 tablespoons of flour. The only thing to do now is wait for the orzo to be done and plate it. Almost lunchtime. Okay, some fresh parsley on top. I love fresh herbs. And soup is ready. Delicious soup for lunch is coming up today. Thank you for watching. Smacznego. Bon appetit. Hi again. I have decided to put a little clip together for those of you who are wondering why I have this bump on my hand. And when I move my hand, it becomes bigger or smaller, it moves around. This is a ruptured muscle, and I know it's very visible. I have it because I was in a car accident about 5.5 years ago, and I do not remember the accident. I woke up in a hospital a couple days later, and slowly things were coming together. I am very thankful I do not remember it because I might be afraid of driving, and I feel comfortable driving a car right now. My husband and I, we were just driving on a main street, and someone was coming from a side street, not paying attention to the stop sign, driving pretty fast, straight into our car. The car was damaged, not drivable. I had broken ribs. Some of my backbones were cracked. That was the other thing, the ruptured muscle, and of course bruises. The worst thing though was I was pregnant, 5 months pregnant with my daughter, and at the time in the hospital, my husband was told by the doctors that my chances of survival are about 10%, and for my daughter, probably 0. So that was the worst thing, the stress. The rest of the pregnancy, I had to sleep on that hospital bed in my own house, not laying down, but kind of sitting, and just worried about how the baby's doing, if the baby's going to be okay or not. Even today, with all the technology, nobody can tell you 100% if you're gonna have a healthy baby after something like this or not. But she is. She is just a bunch of energy, crazy little girl. She cannot sit still. She keeps me on my toes. So again, if you wonder why I'm so skinny and I do eat everything I bake, because I run after her. I run after her morning till night. So she gives me all the exercise I need. I don't need any gym. I have gym at home. If I wanted to fix that muscle, I could. The doctor can sew the muscle together, and it will take about 6 to 8 weeks, me being in a cast. So I'll be exchanging my bump for a scar. And for me, this is not worth it. It doesn't hurt me, doesn't bother me. There are more important things in life than, little something like this. And I decided it's okay. I can live with that. But again, I know it's visible, and some of you might wonder, like, what is this? So this is the explanation. That's why I have this bump, and it's gonna stay with me until the day I die. I'm happy I'm alive right now because, like I said, 10% chances of survival, and for my baby 0. I'm thankful I'm alive. I'm pretty healthy. I love the baking. I love the cooking, and I have 2 healthy children. So there's lots to be thankful for. Just wanted to let you know why, and wish you a great day, great weekend, and happy baking. Thank you.